rain. Okay, today I not is alone. I am with Miss Anissa.
Hello everyone.
Hello. What are we learning today?
Equation of linear gravity.
Do you know equation of a starlight?
No.
Okay, the equation of a starlight is a function of points that are fine and adjacent to each other. A starlight can be explicit in a explicit and implicit equation. And why? The equation of a starlight explicit is y is mx and y is mx plus c. And two, the implicit equation of a starlight is x plus by plus c is 0. Okay, example. From the image, it can be example that fx is 3x plus y. A starlight where the gradient of the length is 3, and the constant is 1. 3 is 1. The starlight is of the type Y is mx plus c. Okay, the next material is Miss Anissa.
Okay, then so gradient is the value of the slope of a line and is denoted by the letter m. The gradient can be positive or negative. The gradient is positive in the direction of the line goes to the right and upward, whereas the gradient is negative if the direction of the line goes to the left and downward. In general, the value of a line gradient can be expressed in a mathematical formula as delta y over delta x. Determine the gradient. Number 1, the line with the equation ax plus by is c. The gradient m is a minus a over b. Number 2, the line the equation y is ax plus c. The gradient m is a. Number 3, line with the equation y minus 1 by 1 is p x minus x1 in bracket. The gradient m is p. Number 4, the line with the equation y minus y1 over x minus x1 is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. The gradient m is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. The example, it is known that a straight line passes through point A minus 4, 5 in bracket is minus 4 is x1 and 5 is y1 and b 2, 3 in bracket 2 is x2, 3 is y2. Determine the value of its slope. Gentlemen, m is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 is y2 is 3 minus y1 5 over over 2 minus minus is plus. 2 plus 4 is 1 over 3. Any question?
No.
Okay, then let's start the game with Miss Tasky.
Okay, let's start with game. Two group 1 and group 2. Okay, ready? Ready. Which of the following is the implicit form of a starline? Okay? Blue. Blue, okay. Coba. Wow. Okay, choose. If a starline has the equation fx is 2x plus 1, what are the gradient m and the constant respectively? That. Okay, red. Benar. 3. What is the gradient of the y that has the implicit equation 6x minus 2y plus 8 is 0? 3. Okay. Ya, betul. Winner is group 2. The next material is Miss Anissa.
Okay, the material is finished before that homework and collection next and weeks. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
I just had to let you know you're
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello, good morning everyone. How are you today?
Good
Morning. I'm good. And you?
I'm also good, thank you. Before we start the lesson, let's pray together. Pray begin. Finish. Now let me check the attendance first. Is anyone absent today?
No.
Okay, great. Full class for today. Before we start the lesson, I want to tell you something that I'm not here alone. We have Miss Cahya here. She will help us and teach us in the next session. Say hello to Miss Cahya, everyone. Today we will learn about coordinate geometry, especially in parallel lines. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to understand parallel lines and their real-life example, and then know the chord rule, and then find the gradients between 2 points, and then determine the equation of a parallel lines. And then the last one is plot parallel lines using y is equal to mx plus c. Do you still remember about our topic from last week about gradient and straight lines?
No.
It's okay. Let's review it quickly in the next one. The straight line is a figure formed when 2 points A, x1, y1 and B, x2, y2 are connected with the shortest distance between them. And the line ends are extended to infinity. Like this picture. This is point A and this is point 2. And then the gradient of a line is the measure of the steepness of a straight line. The gradient of a line can either be in uphill or positive value or downhill direction or negative value, like this picture. And the gradient can find with y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And then today's main topic is about parallel lines. The characteristic of parallel lines is parallel lines are always straight. and then have unequal distance from one another, and then parallel lines never intersect. Like example 1 and example 2, they are two straight lines that always straight, and they have unequal distance from one another. And then by picture number A, B, C, D, which of these lines are parallel? B. Yes, correct. The parallel line is in picture B because the line is going in same direction and they never meet. Next. And then parallel lines in real life. Parallel lines in real life is on the railroad tracks, and then tower lines, and then highways, buildings, sports flight, and also the windows. And then we gonna learn about formulas, rules, and plotting steps. The number 1 is the equation formula. We have two methods here. Method number 1 is gradient intercept form. Y is equal to mx plus c, with m is the gradient or slope, and then c is the y-intercept, or where it hits the y-axis. And then the method number 2 is point gradient form. Y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. And then the parallel rule is for two lines to be parallel, the gradient must be identical, or m1, or we can call that m1 is equal to m2. Now for the example, if the line y is equal to 3x plus 5 is parallel to y is equal to 3x minus 2 because they have same gradients, which m1 is 3 and m2 is 3, is also 3. And then the step by step finding the parallel equation, we have 4 steps. The first one is use the point gradient formula. Step number 1 is you can find the gradient or the m using the gradient formulas, and then you can identify the given point or x1, y1. You can look at the specific coordinate point given in the problem, and then you can label the first number as x1 and the second number as y1. And then step number 2 is you can substitute into the formula. Put the value of m1, x1, then y1 into the point gradient formula, or into the y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. And then the last one is expand and simplify. You can simplify the equation into y equals to mx plus c formula. Next, we're gonna learn about plotting the graph. We have two methods here. Method number 1 is using the y-intercept and gradient. And then using the method, you can use the method. You can use this method if the equation is already in the form y equals to mx plus c. Step number 1 is you can find the y-intercept from c or plot the point 0 and c. And then step number 2, you can use the gradient m. The right or up is for numerator, and the wrong or right is for denominator. And then number 3 is from the first point, move according to the gradient to get more points. Then connect the points with a straight line. And then method number 2 is using y equals to 0 and x equals to 0. This method works for any lines equation. Step number 1 is you can substitute y equals to 0 to find the y-intercept. Step number 2 is you can substitute the x equals to 0 to find the x-intercept. And then the last one is you can plot both points on the graph, then draw a straight line through the 2 points. Is any question, everyone? No! Okay, now Miss Arya will explain the example and how to solve the problem.
Alright, let's try using the graph. For example, there is the equation for y is 2x plus 3.
Okay. Y is 2x plus 3. What is the gradient to that?
2!
Yes, correct. If x is 0, what is the value of y? The value of y is y is
2 times 0
plus 3. After that, y is 2 times 0 plus 3. After that, y is
3.
Then the result point 0, 3. If I have a point x1 and y1 is 0 minus 1. Now since the lines are parallel, what is the gradient? The gradient is
2.
Let's look into the formula. Y minus y1 is r
Times x minus x1.
After that, substitution gradient y is 2x, y is 2 and x1 and y1 to negative 1. Let's go together.
Y minus negative 1 is 2 times x minus 0.
After that, minus times minus is
Plus
y plus 1 is 2 times x,
2x
2 times 0.
0.
So, move column plus 1. The right is y equals
2x minus 1.
Let's type the GeoGebra. Okay, the color is green. Lines is y equals to x plus 3 and color blue. Lines is y equals to x minus 1. So it is concluded the two lines are parallel because they are the same. To the example, find the equation of the line that is the parallel to 2y minus 4x equals 6 and pass down the point 2, 5. 1. Put the equation in the form y is mx plus c. 2y minus 4x is 6. After that, 2y is move then the right 4x plus 6. After that, y is 2x plus 3. So the gradient is 2. Okay, after that, use the point gradient formula. Y minus y1 is m times x minus x1 in bracket. Substitute gradient m is 2 and x1 minus y1 is 0.25. After that, y minus 5 is 2 times x minus 2 in bracket. 3. Expand and simplify to the form y is mx plus c. After that, y minus 5 is 2 times x minus 2 in bracket. Y minus 5 is 2 times x to x and 2 times minus 2 is minus 4. So y is 2x plus 1. How the graph? The first y-intercept c is 1 on the point 0, 1. After that, gradient m is 2 over 1 up to and right 1. After that, from 0, 1 go up to and right 1 to get 1, 3. After that, go up to and right 1 again to get 2, 5. On the left, draw a straight line from the points. So, 0, 1, 1, 3, and 2, 5.
Now we are going to work on worksheet. I will give you 13 minutes. Is everything okay? If you're confused about this step or how to solve the formula, you can raise your hand and ask me or Miss Dahlia. Time's up, everyone. Let's hang in your worksheets. You all did an amazing job today. Before we end the class, let's read our summary together. Our listen summary together. Today we learn about rule parallel lines go in the same direction and determine and their gradients are identical, or we can call M1 is equal to M2. And then we learn about finding equation. We can easily use the point gradient formula and then simplify into the standard formula. And then the last one is plotting graphic. You can use to draw the line. Always start by plotting the y-intercept and then use the gradient as you're setting y to find the next point. To practice your skill at home, I will give you a homework. You can solve this homework and then submit it in the next meeting. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much for your hard work and attention today. Let's see in the next meeting. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Oke, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, sir.
How are you today?
I'm good. And you?
I'm really good. Okay. Before we begin our lesson, let's pray together. Finish? Anyone absent today?
No.
Oh, good. Okay, everyone. No, I'm not alone. I'm with Miss Stephanie. Say hi to Miss Stephanie.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
And now we will learn about geometry similarity. Who knows about geometry similarity? Can raise your hand? No? No. Okay. Today, learning objectivities. First, you can identify similar shape. Second, you can recognize corresponding side. Third, you can calculate scale factor. And fourth, last, solve simple similarity problems. Now, look at this picture. Who do you notice about this picture? Can you group the shape be there from? Shape green is triangle, right? Shape purple is trapezium, right? And shape blue is hexagon. Okay. Are the shape in each color the same shape? Yeah? Yes or no?
No.
Yes. Look at this picture. Green is triangle. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Purple is trapezium. And blue is hexagon. Okay. Are the shape in each group the same size? Yes or no?
No.
No, right. Okay, next. Definition. I can zoom in. Similarity definition. Now, similarity, the state of proportionality between the side line of two geometric figures. Similar figures are of different size but have same shape. Now, this is the key. Different size but same shape. Have same shape. Now, which shape are similar?
Green and purple.
Green and purple, blue and yellow. Correct. Okay. Note, corresponding angles are equal, but corresponding sides are proportional. Okay, next. Now, green and purple is similar triangle. Blue and yellow is similar rectangle. Next. Next, corresponding side. In geometry, the term corresponding side refers to the side of two figures that match or correspond relatively speaking to one another. For instance, the two longest sides of two triangles are corresponding sides. The two shortest sides of two triangles are corresponding sides. And the two sides of that have length that are in between the longest and the shortest side are also corresponding sides. Look the example. I have two triangles, triangle ABC and triangle DEF. Triangle ABC have longest side AC and triangle DEF longest side is DEF. So AC correspond to DF, right? And triangle ABC have shortest side A and B, AB, and triangle DF have shortest side is DE. So AB correspond to DF, and side zoom out. Two sides that have length that are between in longest and shortest side in triangle 1 is BC. So, and in triangle 2 is EF. So, BC correspond to EF, right? Next, scale factor. A scale factor is the number which all the components of an object are multiplied in order to create a proportional enlargement or reduction. Look this picture. I have triangle 3, 5, 6, and triangle 2 is 6, 10, 12. Now, formula scale factor is new length over original length. When new length is 3 and original length is 6. So the scale factor is 1 over 2, 1/2. Right? Now, example, new length is 6 and original length is 3. So scale factor is 2. 6 over 3 is 2. This example. Now next, Miss Stephanie, please.
Okay, now look at this example. We have two triangles. Can you notice these marks?
Yeah.
This means that AE and EC are equals, and that AD and DB are equals to. So, if AB is 10 centimeters and AC is 12 centimeters and BC is 14 centimeters, can you determine the length of AE and DE? What should we do to get AD first? Remember that AD and DB are equal, so we have to divide AB by 2. And 10 divided by 2 is 5. Okay, good. And then for AE, we have divided AC by 2. So 12 divided by 2 is 6. How about DE? We can look the ratio between
AD and DB and AC and AE. For AD divided by DE, 10 divided by 5 is 2, and AC divided by AE, 12 divided by 6 is 2. So the ratio is 2. So we can determine the ADE length is we can multiply. We can divide it 14 by DE. So the ratio is 2, and it must apply to AC and DE and DC. So we have to divide 14 DC by DE is equals to, so DE is 14 divided by 2 equals 7 degrees. And we have this triangles with GeoGebra. You can notice that there is a triangle inside a triangle. So this is the segment and point. You look at this. It says that K is 2. So it means that the scale factor is 2. You can also change the scale factor into 3 or for example or 4. And if you change the scale factor into 3, the picture will be like this. So the size of scale factor will affect to enlargement of some shapes. Okay, now prepare your phone to take this quiz. Make sure your internet is well.
Okay, are you ready, kids?
Ready?
Yeah, you can scan this quiz. Right. Oh. No problem, it's okay. Good job, Hafiz. You finish?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, habis number 5. Super selamat. Very well. Okay. Mr. Manu?
Okay, now time to review our lesson. What have you learned today from this material? Ratio, yes. Corresponding size. Yeah, okay, good. And what vocabulary word have you learned today? Similarity, scale, yeah, corresponding side, and ratio, angles. Okay. Next, I have some homework to you to do this at home. You can submit it in the next meeting. Okay? Okay, since the lesson is end, I will end this meeting. Thank you for your participation and see you in the next meeting. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Morning. How are you today? Thank you. Before start the lesson, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Winda Fira and my partner. My name is Anggun. And is anyone absent today?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Next, let's pray begin. Okay, today we are going to learn about angle, one of the most important topics in geometry. By the end of the lesson, students will be able to first explain the concept of angle and on how to explain and point. Second, determine the sum of the angles in triangles, quadrilaterals, and polygons. Third, use relationship between angles to find the measure of an unknown angle. And last, solve problems related to angles systematically. Next, before continuing the lesson, let's review the basic types of angles. There are acute angle, right angle, opposite angle, side angle, oblique angle, and regular angle. Next, angle relationship number 1 is complementary angles. Two angles are called complementary when their sum is 90 degrees. For example, x plus y is 90 degrees. 30 degrees plus 60 degrees is 90 degrees. Next, number 2 is supplementary angles. Two angles are supplementary when their sum is 180 degrees. For example, is 120 degrees plus 60 degrees plus is equal to 180 degrees. Number 3 is angles relation around a point. The total of angles around one point is 360 degrees. For example, we have 137 degrees plus 123 degrees plus 3 is equal 360 degrees. 137 plus 123 is 260 degrees plus P is equal 360 degrees. So we can find the value of P is 360 degrees minus 260 degrees. So the value of P is 100 degrees. Next, number 4 is vertically opposite angles. When two lines intersect, two pairs of vertically opposite angles are formed. Vertically opposite angles are equal in size. Okay. Two pairs of vertically opposite angles and the angles marked X are equal to each other. The angles marked Y are also equal to each other. And then X plus Y is equal to 180 degrees. Next is angles and parallel lines. Number 1 is corresponding angles. When the parallel lines are viewed by a transversal, four pairs of corresponding angles are formed. Corresponding angles are equal to each other. Corresponding angles is like F shape, right? So A is equal B, C is equal D, C is equal F, and G is equal H. Next is alternate angles. When two parallel lines are viewed by a transversal, two pairs of alternate angles are formed. The alternate angles are equal to each other. Alternate angles is like Z shapes. So A is equal G and K is equal L. Number 3 is co-interior angles. When two parallel lines are viewed by a transversal, two pairs of co-interior angles are formed. Co-interior angles are supplementary together. They add up to 180 degrees. So it's like cheese shape. M plus N is equal 180 degrees, and O plus P is equal to 180 degrees. Okay, next is type of triangle. Number 1 is scalar triangle. Scalar triangles have no sides of equal length and no angles that are of equal sizes. 2 is a scalar triangle. It's a scalar triangle have two sides of equal length. The angles are the base of the equal sides are equal in size. Next is equilateral triangles. Equilateral triangles have 3 equal sides and 3 equal angles, each them 60 degrees. For example, find the value of unknown angles in each triangle. Now let's do the smaller triangle first. We add up 2 angles. So 70 degrees plus 35 degrees plus 8 is equal 180 degrees because the sum of 3 angles is 180 degrees. So we have value of X 180 degrees minus 105 degrees is equal to 75 degrees because X and Y is corresponding angles. So the value of X and Y is 75 degrees. Now let's do the bigger triangles. We have 70 degrees plus Y plus Z is equal 180 degrees. So 70 degrees plus 75 degrees plus Z is equal 180 degrees. So the value of Z is 35 degrees. Now let's continue with Miss Annie.
Thank you, Ms. Zafira. Okay, student. Now we will continue the lesson. So please pay attention, okay? Okay. The next material is quadrilateral angles and polygons. Before the next material, does anyone about quadrilateral is?
No.
Okay, no problem. Quadrilateral is a shape with 4 sides and 4 angles. Okay, the next material is 4 types about quadrilateral angles equals trapezium, parallelogram, rectangle, and square. Okay, the first type of quadrilateral angles is trapezium. Trapezium is one pair of opposite sides are parallel. Look at this. angles I plus angle D is equal 180 degrees. Okay, angle B plus angle C equal is 180 degrees. So because angle A plus angle D 180 degrees and angle B plus angle C is 180 degrees. So angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D is 360 degrees. Okay, second the type of parallelogram. Parallelogram is when the pairs of sides are parallel and equal. Two of angles are equal. So this is angle A, B, C, D is equal. Three, adjoint are supplementary and diagonal beside each other. So angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D is 360 degrees. Okay, good job. The next material is third types of quadrilateral angle. This is a rectangle. Rectangle is what the pairs of opposite sides are parallel. This is. Now, what the diagonals are equal and beside each other. So, angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D is 360 degrees. Okay, good job. The last types of quadrilateral angles is square. Square is what the pairs of sides are parallel. So this is AB parallel is BC. Two of four sides are equal. And three, each interior angle is 90 degrees. And plus diagonal are also angle bisector of angle. So angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D is 360 degrees. Okay, good job. The next material is polygon. Does anyone about polygon is? No. Okay, polygon is a plane shape with three or more straight sides. Other polygons can also be named according to the number of sides they have. Okay, look at this. This pentagon. How many the sides? 5. Okay, good job. Hexagon? 6. Heptagon? Octagon? Nonagon? Decagon? Okay, good job. Sum of all interior angles in n sides polygon is n minus 2 in bracket times 180 degrees. Okay? Example polygon. A polygon has an angle sum of 3,340 degrees. How many sides does it have? Okay, first, put value in the angles sum formula. The formula of polygon is n minus 2 times 180 degrees. Okay, good job. Now, this is equal 2,340 degrees. So, 2,340 degrees divided by 160 degrees equals n minus 2. Okay? 2,340 degrees over 180 degrees is 13. Okay, good job. 13 is n minus 2. We enter the formula to get n. So, 13 plus 2 is n. 13 plus 2 is? Okay, good job. 15 is n. So, the polygon has 15 sides. Okay. From the material that we have learned today, is there anything you want to ask? No. Okay, because there are no more questions, now I will divide you into two groups. This is group 1 and this is group 2. Each group will work on the worksheet that I will give you. Okay, please discuss with your member group and you have 5 finish the worksheet.
Okay, student, time is up. Okay, I'll collect the worksheet. Thank you.
Before we end the lesson today, let me ask you, how far today? Okay, good job, student. Before the end this lesson, I hope the lesson today help you understand your language better. Thank you for your attention and your participation. See you in the next meeting. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.